Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at GLMR. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, taking a look at GLMR on the daily, we can clearly see that there's some sort of a pattern playing out here. And if we take a look at this, it's an obvious inverse head and shoulders, right? And you have your neckline somewhere over there. So if this plays out, we could have a nice target to the upside. Let's take a look at that. So roughly you're going to be looking at 47 cents, right? So we're going to run into these three yellow resistance trend lines, and that's only if we break the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders. And again, if we drop below this low, if we drop below the May low right now, we're going to invalidate the inverse head and shoulders pattern. So keep that in mind. But again, this is only a small pattern on a small, fractal here. This is not significant long term. So what happened here is that we ran into this resistance block that was initially our support back in January 2024. So it's between 36.5 to 34 cents, massive resistance. Then we lost it here in April with that capitulation that we had down to 24 cents. Then we started retracing, ran into the first time as resistance, another retracement, essentially filling up this wick here, and then another move to the upside. And we're running into that block as resistance one more time. So hopefully on the third go, we can actually break above, back test, and continue on. Now, for anyone who is looking to buy into GLMR, these are really good buying opportunities. Really good buying opportunities. Anything below 40 cents is essentially a steal, in my opinion, right? When we were doing videos back on GLMR here, I believe I said that I would only start buying below 40 cents. And then we had a massive opportunity here in 2023 to dollar cost average even below 20 cents, which was crazy. So if you still don't have any GLMR and you're looking to buy into the project, right now is the time to start looking at the token. Of course, not financial advice, but these are good times to be accumulating. Why? Because we're experiencing a correction in the market, and this is when you should be entering. Now, from the local top, we're sitting at a 63% correction, which again shows us that this is a good point to be buying into the project. Now, from the bear market bottom there, we're sitting at a 70% move to the upside. So we're still printing a higher low overall, which is good. As long as we hold this low and we don't come back down to the October lows, we should be good. So effectively, we can be expecting 24 cents, 22 cents even for GLMR, and we would still be bullish for the long term. Okay, and we do have this smaller Fibonacci retracement from the top there in June to the bottom in May, right? So over here, just like that. And you take a look at the extension levels. You have 21 cents, 20.5, and you have 19 cents. So these would be your targets to the downside if you want to set up some buy limit orders in advance. No one's going to stop you. That's, only smart people do that, because even if you're asleep, you have a capitulation, your limit orders get filled, and job done essentially when you were asleep. But keep in mind, never have round numbers in your buy limit orders, just so you're not piled in with all of the other people that are gonna set up their limit orders at perfectly 20 cents or 21 cents. So make sure to put 0.02067, something like that. Make sure it's not a round number. Now, taking a look at the daily RSI, we are making our way back down to the oversold. And if we take a look at May and April, as you can see, those were two bottoms for the RSI on the daily chart. So those were good entry points. Based on the price action, those were good entry points as well. So this could be another good entry point on the horizon here for us if the RSI dips down to the index of 30 and below into the oversold. And of course, if we go even lower than that on the price action chart, feel free to accumulate as many tokens as you can. Of course, not financial advice, and of course, don't go all in. Now, let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. Taking a look at the weekly here, you can see that we broke above this massive trend line, massive resistance trend line, finally broke above it. What could be happening here is that we're looking for a backtest of support of that exact trend line. We did talk about that initially when we broke above, but right now it seems that it's almost coming to fruition here. We'll see if we have another capitulation down because it's still quite a bit away from us. So if we're looking from a move down there, that's like a 40% move down, which isn't impossible. But again, expecting it to happen or being 100% sure that it's going to happen is not a smart move. So you want to make sure you're dollar cost averaging whenever you have the opportunity to do so. And then if it drops more, just buy more. Now, I want to bring your attention to this nice support level, which is the 0.236 fib. That's going to be at 20.2381 cents. So almost 24 cents. And that was our resistance back here in October last year. And then we back tested that as support in November. And since then, we haven't really come back down to that level, but it looks like this summer we could retest it. So make sure to set up some buy limit orders at around 24 cents. That's going to be a really good entry point. Let's extend that block as well, because that's our resistance, right? It was our support here. It was our support here in December last year, and then we lost it. We lost the blue block there. And then we rejected the 20 MA on the weekly, which isn't good. A lot of altcoins already have had their bullish cross on the weekly, which is when the 20 MA crosses above the 55. But we haven't had that on the weekly yet for GLMR. So effectively, the bull market is not confirmed for GLMR because we haven't had the bullish cross. We haven't had a break above this major resistance trend line from August 2022. So by all means, we could still be continuing this downtrend. Of course, that's not what we hope for, but we have to be realistic, and I don't want to feed you some, fairy tales. We haven't broken above this level, which a lot of altcoins have, and this was a key level that we were talking about throughout the bear market. But we haven't done that yet. Once we do that, things will certainly flip. As of right now, by the looks of things, right, it's not out of the question, but we could come back down to the October bottom or to the September bottom here at roughly 16.5 cents. That is a possibility. So keep that in mind, and as long as you're staking, as long as you're bullish on the project, and as long as you're not overexposing yourself to a single project, that you should be fine. Taking a look at the RSI, let's see what's going on here. So the RSI is coming back to this massive support block that we gave you, and this could be a really good buying opportunity, to be honest with you, between 41.5 down to 35 on the index. This was back in 2022 or 2023, as you can see. We had 2 points of contact, and based on that, we have this support block. So if we consolidate here for the next few months, that wouldn't be too bad. And then we can be set up for our next move to the upside. Very much possible, but yeah, based on the RSI, this is a good buying opportunity as well. The stochastic is back in the oversold, So if we take a look at the previous time we were in the oversold, this was all the way back here in 2023. And that was a good buying opportunity. Could this be the same fractal? Could we be repeating history? We'll have to wait and see. And then the MACD printed a bearish cross in April, confirming the downtrend there for us. If we can just take a look at it. Yep. And right now it looks like, you know, actually, yeah, we're not curling up whatsoever. So MACD still in the downtrend with a confirmed downtrend by the bearish cross there. And no signs of reversals on the weekly here. We're still getting rejected from the 20 MA. So yeah, not a lot of exciting things for GLMR. But again, with Polkadot 2.0, with an alt season, things could change in a heartbeat. But I'm giving you what I'm seeing on the charts. I'm not here to kind of paint a good picture just because I like the project or just because I own the tokens. Full disclosure, I do own GLMR. So that's the situation for now. As for the bull market targets, we're still waiting for $5.25. That's a conservative target, I know, but we'll have to break above the August 2022 high first before we can look beyond $5. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.